Hello and welcome. As you probably guessed, I am MotherAzure, but you can also call me Maria. I am back again with another pick-a card, and this one is going to be about whether you are on the right path or not. Now, here's the thing. Personally, I don't think that we're ever in the wrong path. Sometimes we get kind of lost in shit, but we're always on the way there, right? So it's just going to be advice. See where you are, if your spirit team or the universe has anything to say to you. It's just going to be along those lines. I know sometimes it's really stressful and anxiety inducing to think that we may be making the wrong choices. But hey, the universe is going to help you. So it's going to try to communicate this to you. And if you came across this reading, there's a chance there could be a message in here for you. Something I want to say before I start, I have a new mic, which I'm trying out. So I'm still not used to it. So I am apologizing in advance for any popping sounds here and there, any movement that I do, because I have to remember that I can't move that much because it's right to my left right here. Okay, so let's start this piles 1, 2, and 3. For pile 1, we have this shell, which has these little spikes. I picked all of these at the, is it Sarasota? No. Yeah, is it? At the beach. It's a beach here in Florida. I don't remember even the name, but I picked all these out in the sea. And you do have your pre-picked oracle cards. They're just over there. This just looks so much better. And this is believe it or not, this is a tarot deck. For pile 2, we have this one that has these orange or kind of yellow tones to it. It's kind of an interesting shape. And for pile 3, we have this one, but that's kind of reddish, pink-ish. I believe they said it's like a shallot shell or something like that. I'm not sure. They have all of these. Okay. So you can pause the video right now to pick your pile, and I'll see you whichever you choose. And if you pick pile 1, this is your reading. You pick the spiky shell. I'm just going to place that right there. I'm going to look at your cards already. I'm just going to lay them all out so I can see the whole thing. So you got the 2 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and you got the Devil, but in reverse. I don't tend to read reversals, but I did see this one do that 180 on my table. So when they do that, I just leave them like that because I believe there's a reason for it. So I'm just going to lay it all out. Let's just get it. So you got Earth School, Life Lessons, Soul Growth, Study, Higher Learning. Then you got Star Brothers, Horus Energy, Protection, Loyalty, Safety, Trust. And these are different. Interestingly enough, this deck, which is the Angel Answers Oracle, all 3 groups got the ones with the purple edges. The edges are different from different types of cards. So I found that really interesting, and I think it really fits the rating. So you got Choose a New Direction. Now, don't be afraid of this one. I'm going to explain it to you in a bit. Because some people may see that and they'll be like, oh no, I'm completely in the wrong path. I don't think that's the case. So I'm going to explain it to you. Then you got Follow Your Heart. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get there, to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. Okay, that little explains it. And then you got Gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. You don't have to be a Christian. These are just cards that I have that I really like. And I also work with Archangel Michael, so that's kind of it. But this applies to anyone regardless of religion, belief system, whatever it is. So let's get to the elephant in the room, which is this card, because you're here to see if you're in the right path, and then you see this card that's like, choose a new direction. I don't think this means that you're specifically in the right path. This card, that you're not specifically that you're like in the wrong path. This card may be referring, yes, to a decision right now that you need to be making. But this card for me is more specifically talking about approach. Okay, so this card can simply mean changing your approach to an issue that you're having right now. That's going to reveal the answer to you. Right? So I just wanted to get that out of the way. It doesn't mean that you are in the completely wrong place or doing all the wrong things. That's not the case. This just could be talking about a changing approach which I believe is the case for you. Because we have the Two of Wands right here. There's this sense of kind of waiting and contemplation, right? But you are leaving a lot of negative patterns behind, especially with this Earth school right here. I feel like you have learned a great part of your lessons in this chapter of your life. You're still doing so. So you're still learning, and it's, I believe it's natural that you are in this waiting, or this, how do I, what was the word I said? I forgot. Oh my goodness. In this, period where you're just overlooking and contemplating and doing all of that, because you're still learning, right? I do believe that you are, like I said, I do believe that you are in the right path. If you just want that like as a yes or no, I do believe that you are. There are just some things that you need a new approach to. I don't think you are in the wrong path at all. You could be kind of coming from a place of anxiety right now, or a place of feeling lost. Maybe you had an idea where you wanted to go before, and that has changed, and now you're not really sure whether what you're doing is what you want, or whether what you're doing, or maybe you started doing something that you thought would be fulfilling for you, and it ended up not being the case. This could be related to other people as well, because I do have the Three of Cups right here. So if you could be, let's say that you started a new job, right? That you thought would be kind of like your dream job, or that at least you would have, you would be comfortable in it. But now that you started it, you don't really feel that way anymore. There may be people in the environment that you don't like, or that you're just not comfortable with, or just the community aspect of it in general. It's not what you wished for. Or it's not what you expected, and that's completely okay to change your mind. I do want to make that clear, that it's okay. It's not bad for you to realize that something that you wanted previously, it's not bad to realize that you don't want it anymore. It simply doesn't align with your heart anymore. It doesn't align with what you truly want with your soul, and that's okay to make that change. Okay, I do believe that with this Devil in reverse. Again, I don't typically read reversals, right? But there's an interesting thing about this deck with this Devil card. This kind of line here, made of diamonds. With the Devil like this, it feels like it's kind of breaking, right? So it's kind of like a line that kind of broke. But with the Devil in reverse, it looks kind of like a building for me. So I feel like you are coming out of like, again, a lot of these lessons that made you reflect on and let go of negative patterns. And you're still going to be doing that, especially with this eclipse coming up. You may be feeling even the whole, even this whole thing where you don't feel like you are where you're supposed to be right now is related to the eclipse energy that we are having. We are having the solar eclipse on the 4th, which I believe is very strong. But your guides here, they want you to trust them. If you have been feeling like what you're doing is not fulfilling for you anymore, even if you thought it would be previously, listen to that, because your heart is not lying to you, and your guides are also trying to guide you away from it. If it really doesn't sit well with your soul, then you really shouldn't force it, because it's not feeling right for a reason. So I do think you're in the right path. I just think that there's that challenge, or that blockage right there, of uncertainty, because you kind of thought or expected this to feel, maybe you expected to feel like when you started your journey, and you got out of those first confusing phases of the journey, you thought that once you were past those phases, you wouldn't have to deal with this uncertainty anymore. But now that you're experiencing it again, you are kind of confused and stagnant, and you don't really know what to do here. Your guides are with you, but I feel like your mind is very active, as again with that contemplation thing with the Two of Wands, and you kind of like, and even with the devil energy right here, for me, the devil energy is also about the mind, right? And that your mind may sometimes kind of override what your heart and your intuition is telling you to do, because you go over it so many times, right? So the best way for you to, I'm hearing like, the best way for you to get in contact with your intuition and with your heart is to sit through those anxious thoughts, and not interact with them, kind of like meditating. You don't have to meditate per se for this. It's just about you sitting alone and letting your thoughts run and just observe them, right? That sounds easier said than done. But like, let's say you get this thought that, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for the rent, or I don't know how I'm gonna, whatever, something like that. You'll be like, yes, I do not know how to do that. I will find a solution. You let the thought go, right? So that kind of thing. When you do that for a while, these thoughts, you may get a lot at the same time. So it may be a little bit overwhelming at first, but eventually they're going to start subsiding. Is that a word? I think it is. It's kind of like, oh my God. They're going to start kind of like slowing down, and then you're going to be able to hear that inner voice. Because I'm not going to be here to tell you to silence your mind. That's not exactly possible. You can learn to ignore these intrusive or negative or constant thoughts, but you can't really shut them off. That's like a very common misconception, and a very harmful one, in my opinion, that goes around about meditation and all of this. You just observe your thoughts. You can't have like a completely blank mind. I don't think that's the case. Your mind is working at all times. So do I think you're in the right path? Yes. And they're telling me so. They're just saying that there's either that decision that it's like you're feeling like you're supposed to take this new direction or make this change in approach, but you're kind of ignoring it because you're not sure if it's coming from your brain or if it's coming from your heart and your intuition, right? So doing what I just said or something similar will be very helpful for you. And also reach out to your guides directly. So talk to them. Even if you don't think they're listening to you, they are. Just talk to them out loud and ask for guidance from them, okay? So I'm gonna get one of these for you. These are just quote cards that I have that I really like, these quotes, and many of them have been very helpful for me, so I think that maybe they could help you too. And especially I would just want to say with this gifts from God card, hold on, they're telling me something. Okay, it's kind of like what they're saying here is that the fact that you're going through this right now is another lesson, and you're gonna, first of all, you're gonna be able to move through this successfully. So this stagnation, you're gonna come out of it. We do have that Three of Cups right here in the middle, and the Three of Cups is about celebration and just happiness in general. I see it as a very happy card, right? And again, with that Devil in reverse, you're going to be leaving stuff behind. They're saying that once you get through this, which you will, learning to differentiate, you're going to be learning to differentiate your thoughts from your true intuition, or you're going to at least find a way for you to do so. Again, you're not really going to be able to turn off your thoughts completely because we are human, right? But you will reach a state where you can see those thoughts, acknowledge them, and then let them go. And it's going to be very helpful for you. This is a gift for you to be dealing with right now, because this is going to really help you in other things later in life. And with this Choose a New Direction card, I really feel that this decision of you, following your heart in this situation, following that pull that you're feeling towards something different, is really going to, I already hit the mic. Oh my God. It's really going to help you. It's going to be taking you further into your path, obviously. But it's going to open up a whole new chapter for you, because there's the horizon right here. So I really feel like it's going to take you to a whole new chapter, but something so, it's like you don't expect it. The way that it's going to come about, this new chapter, following this decision to follow your heart, you don't really expect whatever's going to happen here, because you can't see it yet, right? And that's a blessing in and of itself. I think it's kind of annoying sometimes that we don't know, but these are just, again, quotes. They're from people, just movies, poems. I just really like these, and many of them are pretty existential, but they can be very helpful in my opinion. And if you were wondering, like, you don't have to worry about your protection. You're being very protected because we have Horus energy here, but we'll see. So I love this. Do I give them one more? No. Okay, they just want this one. Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what? They said no, but I don't care. I have one right here. And this one says, "You got 2 legs and a heartbeat. What's stopping you?" Inuyasha. I really love Inuyasha, by the way. It's one of my favorite. It's like the first anime that I watched that I really loved as a kid. But the one that you have, it says, "At the end of the day, it isn't where I came from. Maybe home is somewhere I'm going and never have been before." This is by Warsan Shirei. I truly 100% recommend her poetry. It's beautiful. So there is that. I love that. I'm feeling kind of like my eyes are watering a little bit. So I don't know if that made you feel emotional in some way, or if this is just like that feeling of coming home. I have chills right now. I mean, it's cold here, but it's not chills from the cold. It's completely different. I'm very, very well covered. Like I said, it's like you don't expect that. You're coming home. All right, you're coming home, and I'm hearing coming home to yourself as well. So you're gonna be this. What you need to do is follow your heart here. I know it's easier said than done. It's not, how people tell you, like, just follow your heart. It sounds really pretty, but it's not. Nobody tells you that how difficult it is, and you don't really know how difficult it is until you try, right? And I feel like you know that already. So trying to reach kind of like this state, you need to let your thoughts run in order to get to your heart, because the thing is that when your brain is so preoccupied with everything, it's going to be kind of like on overdrive trying to solve it, right? Or trying to just think about it and process it again and again and again until it finds a solution, especially if you're a very anxious person, right? So telling your brain to stop, it's not going to make it stop. You have to acknowledge those things. Just pushing them aside without acknowledging them is only going to make them build up, and then you're going to have pain in your body. This is like a psychological fact. Your body reflects your emotions. So you may have jaw pain. I had so much jaw pain like since yesterday and like 2 days ago. It's insane. There's stomach issues. You may feel even tightness in your chest. So you can't just ignore what's happening in your mind or in your emotions. You need to feel them through. You need to let them. You need to acknowledge it in order for them to, slow down and go away, right? So if you don't do that, you're not going to get to this. You really, quieting the mind requires listening to it before, all right? So I just wanted to make that clear, but I do feel like you're on the right path. You just need to make this decision to follow your heart and not let your worries and your fear guide you instead of your beautiful intuition. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want, because I do all my updates about the channel over there, and I also post readings sometimes and do some yes or no stuff on like my stories. If this reading was especially helpful for you and you want to buy me a coffee or leave me a tip, I have my Venmo and my Cash App in the description down below. Any donations are never expected, but they're always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and much, much love to you. Bye-bye. Hello? Oops. I was about to do my intro again. What the hell? Hello, if you picked pile 2. This is your reading. You picked this beautiful, orangey yellow shell. What the hell? I just tried to do my intro again. What the fuck happened? So these are your oracle. I'm gonna look at them in a minute. I'm gonna get your tarot out first. Something that's coming through right now. There's this song by there's some ash. I cleansed the space and there's some ash right there. This song from the Spaniard I think they're Spanish. Band called La Oreja de Van Gogh, I believe. It's called Rosas, so roses. If you speak Spanish, you probably know what the song is because it's like a very popular old song. But that's coming up. I haven't seen your tarot, but with what that song is about, you may be waiting for someone or something in specific, and I don't think you should be waiting for them or it, whatever it is, but we'll see. I'm gonna look at your cards first. I'm gonna get all of it out. It's just coming up and I need to mention it. So you got the 10 of Cups. That's amazing. I love that card. The 10 of Swords. Holy shit. And the King of Wands. You know what? Yes, I think that's the case. I think it's exactly what I said, but we're going to look at the rest of the cards. All right. So we have baby steps, action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. There's something interesting that happened in your pile. So I was getting 2 of these for each pile, and you got a third one. But they told me to put it away. And I looked at it before I put it away because I was like, why would they, I understand that they didn't want me to have it there, but now it kind of makes sense because, hold on, give me a second. I'm wondering to see where it is. Okay, it's this one. And I'm going to show it to you because it has to do with what I just said. This one says, fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. Because the name of this card, it has like this very Venus-like energy, so it relates a lot to relationships, but it's like, I think I understand why they told me to put this one away. Hold on. Alright, so we're gonna look at the rest of it, but I just wanted to show you because I think that it correlates to what I said. So if you're waiting for someone, like an actual person, without falling to my arms thing, I don't think you should be waiting for them, but I'm gonna confirm this, alright, before I, So I remember Soul Plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. And then you have these. This one says, unlikely. Love. Love is a many splendor thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try, or how about the chills I get while singing along to name of the song, the one. And then you got clairsentience, Archangel Raguel. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So I still stand by what I said. So if you're not waiting for someone right now, or like a specific person, or you're waiting for something else from the past to come back, I don't think this is the reading for you. You can pick another pile if you wish. If what I just mentioned doesn't apply to you, really do change the pile, because I 100% feel like there's someone waiting for something from the past, most likely a person. So this big unlikely card, if you were wondering if this person or this thing was gonna come back, here's your answer. It's unlikely that they will, right? Especially with this right here, because I feel like this 10 of Cups is like emotional fulfillment. This is like the ultimate kind of happiness with like family and a partner and all of that, right? But then you have this 10 of Swords, which is like a whole ending. And if you look at this, both 10s have the same, they have the same diamond thing, except that in the 10 of Cups, you have 2 hands, and here you have just one being stabbed by all the swords. So I feel like if this is a relationship of whatever kind, it's most likely love, but take it as it resonates. It most likely ended in like a very harsh and abrupt way. Feelings were definitely hurt here, and I feel like if you're still waiting, I feel like the one that got very, very hurt, especially, was you. It doesn't mean that the other person wasn't hurt, but I just feel like you took on the biggest kind of blow to your emotions and your well-being. With this King of Wands right here, I'm not gonna blame your person because I don't know what occurred in the relationship. And I'm not gonna just, put all the blame on them or you. This King of Wands right here, it could be representing you or your person. This is someone right here who's kind of, the King of Wands, I see it as someone who's kind of impulsive and very hot-headed. So one of you could have, had like a very bad temper. But there were maybe a lot of fights in the relationship. Again, this card doesn't necessarily talk about that. But here with your path, you kind of like shouldn't be waiting for them. You need to be following, instead of being stagnant and waiting for this person or again a thing to come back from the past. That's not what you should be doing, because you're putting what you need to be doing on hold. And there's a creative thing here for you to do. I don't know what it is exactly, though, because the thing with wands, for me, wands signify passion. You see, wands here are keys. For me, there are keys, kind of like keys to your destiny. There are things here that you need to be doing, right? And I feel like you need to take your leadership role within your own life, and do what you need to do. But the thing with that, with what I'm feeling here, is like you have put this on hold because you're waiting. And this unlikely may even not be that this person is not coming back here. It could be like it's unlikely right now. Okay, I just want you to keep that in mind. This is a general reading. I don't want you to take this as like the absolute truth. This is a general reading. I can't possibly interpret for everyone, right? But right now, you could take it as an unlikely. See, it doesn't say no exactly. It says unlikely, right? The thing is, it doesn't mean that you can't be open to the return of this person or this thing. It just means that you shouldn't put everything on hold just for them, because there are things you need to be doing on your own. So this right here, for me, this is power. This is your personal power, okay? And putting this on hold because you're waiting for someone, it's kind of like almost halting your movement in your path because you are stopping it. Because it's like I don't see any more blockages here for you, because there was an ending. Like I don't see anything else here except the fact about this kind of waiting that I'm feeling. You did get clairsentience, which it says, notice your recurrent physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. It's like, this already. You don't need me to tell you, but the thing is that I feel like this. You need to move forward. You need to do your own. You need to do your own thing. But it's like you kind of keep coming back because either because of this abrupt ending and you feel like some things were left unsaid or unresolved, or because you still, regardless of what happened, really want to be with this person. I'm hearing Shayla. That could be a name for someone. If it's not for you, don't take it. It's just coming up for some reason. And the thing here is, with this soul plan here, with the fated life versus the destined life, it's likely that for some of you, that you chose this as part of your path. So again, I don't think you're in the wrong path necessarily. It's more like you kind of chose this thing to overcome before coming here. And I'm not going to be like, I don't believe that, I do believe that we choose the type of lessons we want to learn when we come to this earth. That's personally my belief. But I don't think that we choose exactly how those lessons are going to come about. So this is not your fault, and I don't want you to feel like it is your fault because you chose it because when you were a soul. No, we don't do that here. I do feel that there's this, your higher self, which again, it's still yourself, is not necessarily apart from you, but kind of like the highest version of you, the version of you that's in touch with your intuition knows that this is this is a challenge for you that you need to overcome and keep moving onto your path and following your passions. But then there's this other part of you that's kind of still waiting. With this here, it says, follow your intuition before it makes sense, especially with the clairsentience. You are feeling this, but it's like you're not following it yet. Which, again, it's okay. It says baby steps, all right? So just the fact that you're listening to this reading and you haven't clicked away, you made it this far, it's already a step forward, okay? You don't have to just be like, okay, I'm gonna move on, and like move on within 3 seconds. That's not how it works for everyone. It may work for some people. It is not always the case, right? So I do want to make that clear that this is not gonna happen overnight. You really need to commit to it. But the thing is that you need to admit to yourself that, it is possible that this person or this thing comes back. It is not a sure thing, and you can't really be waiting, for someone else, because you are, I'm not gonna say wasting, because I don't think you're just not doing anything else, but I feel like it's like there are other things that you could be doing right now, that you could be accomplishing right now, that you're stopping yourself from because you're waiting. But it's like, what if they come today? Because it's one of the things that the song that came up in the beginning, like a channel message, is about. It's like, I'm still waiting, like kind of like every day. Don't do that, because there are so many things. Like, you have so much to offer to the world with this King of Wands right here. You don't have to be a man. This is someone who's so creative, so passionate. Like, there are so many, like, you have this potential to be a leader, to help other people. I'm here in marketplace, so I don't know if you kind of like invest in some way in like the stock market or something like that. But it's like, you have so much potential here, but you need to unlock it. You need to let it loose. You need to allow it to flourish, because it's like you are blocking it yourself. Okay. So I'm gonna get one of these for you. These are quotes just from people, from movies, poetry, and I feel like they have helped me before in my path when I felt kind of stuck, and they may help you as well. Okay. So again, it's not that you are in the wrong path, it's that you are stopping yourself. It's kind of similar to pile one, but you're stopping yourself for different reasons. And you are also kind of like actively stopping yourself, because it's kind of like you're waiting, and that's like a conscious thing. It's like, okay, but I can do this, but what if they come today? What if they call me today? What if they text me today? Right? Does that make sense? So let's get you one from here. Oop. Okay. I'm gonna get this one. Do you want another one for them? Yes. Okay. Yep. Here we go. So you got two. Both are purple. I love purple. It's my favorite color. Okay. So you got, I have chosen to no longer be apologetic for my femaleness and my femininity, and I want to be respected in all of my femaleness because I deserve to be. This is by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I think I'm saying it right. I apologize if I'm not. Now, you don't have to be a woman. We all have that feminine and masculine aspects within ourselves. This is about stepping into your power, and unapologetically being yourself. Okay. So I'm gonna put that right here. It's up to you to interpret these how they apply to your life, because again, they're quotes. They're gonna elicit a different feeling. For different people, it may just unlock a whole new thing for you. It may not for other people, so just take it. And this one says, the secret of life, though, is to fall 7 times and to get up 8. The Alchemist. Yeah. So with that, especially with that 10 of Swords right here, it's like there was an ending, but it's like you are not over just because something ended. Okay. The swords, remember that swords are representative of the mind. It's not a physical death. Even in the regular tarot, where you see some man just being stabbed by swords, right? it's still not a physical death. I mean, some people could argue that it could be an indicative of that, but I don't think it truly is, considering what the swords mean. So it's kind of like they're letting you know that just because you felt like you had everything with this person or with this thing or in this moment in your life that you are still kind of like waiting for it to come back, it doesn't mean that there won't be other opportunities for this or better things that will cause the same thing, or just other options in general that are still gonna lead you to this 10 of Cups. Okay, it doesn't mean that because you had the 10 of Cups and you lost it once, that you're not gonna be able to experience it again. Okay, so it is up to you whether you're gonna stay waiting and putting your path on hold, or if you are going to just be just accept the fact that it is unlikely for this thing or this person to come back and to fully move on. Now, staying where you are right now, waiting for this person, would kind of be, again, I feel like you put this in your path beforehand, as a lesson, not this thing specifically, just the lesson that this is going to teach you, which I feel like a lot of this lesson is about self-love and self-respect specifically, because when you say, well, this is over and that hurts, but I need, and I have other things to do, I have other things to offer to the world, there are other things the world can offer to me, that's, for me, it's kind of like a self-respect, respecting yourself and your abilities and just your intuition, your capabilities. That's just what it is for me. Okay, staying right where you are consciously even after this would be kind of like being in the wrong path again. The wrong and the right path again, that's what I think. It's not necessarily a just black or white. It's just a way for me to talk about it. But staying, waiting, like unmoving, is not what you're supposed to be doing right now. Okay, and with this love card right here and this 10 of Cups, which usually it can pertain to love, again, if this was a person, it doesn't mean that you won't be in love ever again. And here's the thing, I feel like if this is talking about love, about a relationship, there's an even better one after this. And if that one ends, there's going to be a better one after. Okay, because if you were truly meant to be with this person, right now, they would be with you. Okay, if they were meant to be with you right now, they would be with you. Okay, so again, this is up to you right here what you're gonna do. But I truly do feel like you have a lot of power and, again, a lot of capabilities. Capabilities, is that even? It's like you embody this King of Wands energy. And it's kind of like you're preventing, like dulling your shine a little bit because you're not putting yourself out there when you should be doing so. So I guess that I just want to, finish this with saying that, to love yourself enough to move on from this and to start anew, doing something you love and allowing yourself to have new experiences even without this person. Okay, and if they're truly meant to be in your life, they will be back when they're meant to. Just because you put your life on hold, it doesn't mean that they will, and it doesn't mean that it's going to speed things up anymore. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want, because I do all of my updates about the channel over there, and I also post occasional readings over there as well. If this reading was especially helpful for you and you want to buy me a coffee or donate to the channel, you can do so using my Venmo, my Cash App, that are in the description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey and much love to you. Bye bye. Hello if you pile 3 with the red shell, whatever it is you're reading. So here's something about blue. I don't know what blue is, but I feel like it's a name, like for someone. Maybe you have a pet called Blue. Interesting. So, is it a kitty? I don't know. So, these are your tarot. We'll see what comes up here. See, if you're on the right path, see what's going on, anything you need to do to move on. Let's just get into it, alright? So, you got the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, that's a nice card. You got the Knight of Cups. And you got the Ace of Swords. Okay. I like this one. Okay, but let's get into the rest of your cards, to be honest. So you got all your oracle right here. What the fuck? Okay. I was looking for the card. I was like, where is it? Right there. So you got Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, Seed the Light by Staying Grounded. My voice is a little scratchy. Then you got You're Not For Everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. These ones, this card is the Angel Answers Oracle. They have different color edges. All 3 piles got the same color edge, and I know that these cards, this edge, they talk about, yes, no, unlikely, something like that. They are more direct answers to yes or no questions. So if you have a yes or no question, you can ask it right now. It could be simply, are you in your path, yes or no? On the correct path, yes or no? Blah, blah, blah. But we'll see. But I just wanted to make that clear. But if you have another question, specifically, you can ask it right now if you want. So let's see this one. That is a huge yes. I like that. That's a huge yes. Okay. So hold on. Then you have inspiration. There is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon it will be oh my fucking god. Soon it will be a flawless speech voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. I need to speak more slowly. Jesus. Okay. And then you have outdoors. Archangel Jophiel. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. A lot about inspiration here, especially with these 2 cards right here. And the Ace of Swords. So, are you on the right path? I mean, that's a huge yes, and I think it truly is a yes. So, congratulations. Yes, you are. I feel like out of the groups, I feel like you are the one that's kind of less lost, or the one that has the least obstacles right now, because I'm not seeing specifically a lot of obstacles right here, except maybe you could be having issues with finding inspiration for things right here. Maybe you have like a creative block right now, but that's gonna be resolving itself soon, so do not worry about that. Do not fret. Being grounded is important for you. This is the first thing that's coming up, because we have See the Light by Staying Grounded, and we got outdoors. So going outside, and specifically because we have these 2, you could be your emotions and your energy could be very tied to celestial bodies. I mean, if you believe in astrology, you probably believe that already. But specifically, the sun and the moon. So maybe eclipses are a very powerful time for you. So there's an eclipse coming up. So if you know that you are affected by these eclipses already quite a bit, it will be very beneficial for you to start grounding yourself right now. Just to, keep your head in the clear. I'm feeling some Virgo energy right here. You could be a Virgo, not necessarily. But I feel like, again, I do feel like you are a little in the right path. You're gonna be having some new ideas, and I'm gonna say that because I feel like even if they may seem silly to you, at times, you should probably write them down, because they could be they could be helpful for you later on, or they may trigger a bigger idea that you're interested in investing in later on. I feel like you have collected, or are in the process of, kind of like collecting, reaping what you have sowed, basically, and creating your own abundance. Okay. Yeah, definitely. You know what? Definitely, I need you to get grounded. And when I said I need you, I'm talking about your guides, because right now, my nervous system is going insane. Now, I have anxiety, so I already have a disorder to begin with, but I wasn't feeling like this in the other two piles. And I don't tend to get, you know that some readers, they do readings and then they get super exhausted, or they, they get very sleepy or they get jumpy. I don't usually have that issue unless it's like a lot of energy. So this is not really usual for me to be shaking during a reading. I'm usually quite calm while it's happening, which is interesting. But I'm very jumpy right now, and I truly do feel it. So your nervous system needs a break because I feel like you have been working a lot. So maybe you have been overworking yourself a little bit. Maybe you're a bit of a workaholic right here, or you just have been, or you just have had a lot on your plate recently. Okay, and I'm been having issues, kind of like forming my sentences, which is I always do. Like I always get stuck sometimes, but it's happening more in this pile. With this Knight of Cups right here, I feel like you need to get a little bit more in touch with your emotions, and that's going to trigger this idea. So again, if you're experiencing some type of block in terms of your creativity, or just if you're feeling generally uninspired right now, they're asking you to connect with your emotions a little bit more. But again, you are the right path. So this is just to maintain you on the right path. With this card, it says, "You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north." I feel like, again, you're already doing that. But you need to make sure that you keep doing it. So this pile is more about maintaining what you're doing right now and doing some minor adjustments than anything else, because you are doing a fucking great job. So congratulations. With this one, if you work at an office, or if you just sit around, during the day a lot, if you have school and you do it from home, or maybe you are a stay-at-home parent or something like that. If you're a stay-at-home parent, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get out and get fresh air. Like, I understand that. But it's worth trying and doing it at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. Just make sure that you're taking some time for yourself to just sit down and take a breather, even if it's just 5 minutes, okay? If you can't go out into nature, just go to the backyard if you have one. If you don't, go to a balcony if you have one. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Just sit down somewhere, quiet. Maybe put on some music that you like, that makes you feel relaxed. Read a book, just something that makes you feel relaxed, that allows you to connect more with yourself. And again, with that workaholic feeling that I'm feeling, maybe you have been kind of like ignoring your feelings a little bit recently, your emotions. I don't feel like this is something you do usually. Maybe this is just because there has been, like I said, a lot on your plate currently, and you haven't had a chance to unwind. They're telling you to, so there probably will be an opportunity soon if they're telling you to. But this is gonna help you get your thoughts in order and your emotions in order, especially with this Ace of Swords right here. Like I said, I feel like you're gonna be getting new inspiration, especially with this card right here. If you're a writer, because the swords here, which is interesting, they are pens, so maybe even writing things out could help you, especially if you're trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest something right now, maybe you'll be interested in doing scripting, which is technically, it's just basically writing out what it is that you want, but as if you already had it. So kind of like in the present tense. So again, if you want a specific house that looks a specific way, you'll be like, universe, thank you so much for my house. It feels so comfortable. It has these appliances that are very helpful for me, etc., etc. Something like that. But just make sure to be specific and write as if it is in the present. You're probably gonna be able to research that better. There are people who are gonna be able to explain this to you a lot better than me. So look into it if you're interested. But there's so much clarity of mind right here, and I feel like you really do know where you want to go, or at least what your next goal is. So if you don't have a long-term goal right now, sorry, that was kind of twisted and that was pissing me off. I just noticed. If you don't have a lot of long-term goals right now, so if you're getting, if you're going day by day, you know, one day at a time, that's completely okay. Don't force yourself to have a long-term goal if you don't feel like it right now. It's always good to have long-term goals, but again, I don't want you to, it's like they don't want you to stress too much right now. You already have a lot to deal with right now. And that would just add more things that you need to deal with, right? So maybe you do have a long-term goal, but it's very vague, and it's like, I don't know, I want to have my own house paid for. I keep saying house, so maybe this is something important for you. My own house by the time I'm 40. Who knows? I don't know how old you are. It doesn't really matter, right? It's just an example. And if that's kind of like your long-term goal, and it's not specific in the sense that I want a house that looks like this, and it's in this place, and it has these things that will be good for me, etc., etc., it doesn't really matter. Okay, so even if you just have like a vague idea what it is that you want long term, that's fine. Okay, so you can work on that, like I said, if you want to, but don't pressure yourself right now if you don't really feel like it. Okay, so for some reason they're telling me to get a charm for you, which I didn't do for the other groups, so I'm gonna pick one out. I typically, I just don't look when I do this, so I'm gonna see what comes out. All right, so you got Cancer. That makes sense with the house thing. This is the Cancer charm, so you could be a Cancer, or maybe not, not necessarily though. Cancer has a lot to do with the home and the mother figure. So again, you don't have to be a mom. Like personally, I have important placements in Cancer, and a lot of what I do is very based on comfort. So maybe that's a thing for you. So if you want comfort and right now you're kind of uncomfortable because you're doing so much, again, don't worry. You're gonna get a chance to be comfortable soon. But are you in the right path? Yes, that is the important question here. They just want you to take care of yourself a little bit more, pamper yourself a little bit more so you can keep moving forward as you are right now, because again, you're doing great with this card right here. I want another one. It's just interesting. What is that? Freedom. Like this is kind of like an ironic thing. They are what the fuck are they called? Handcuffs that say freedom. Yeah. Yes. So again, with that blockage thing, you may feel again stuck right now, even if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. Again, with that block right there. To get kind of like, again, to get rid of that, you need to connect with your emotions. However, they're also saying that if you're feeling like this, like there's something in your life that you need to let go of, that's gonna become clear to you what it is soon. It could be something minor. It could be just a minor thing that you're gonna be like, I don't know how I didn't notice that was there before. Oh, but you kind of like, you don't serve me anymore, so I'm just gonna drop you. That kind of thing. But there's something in your life that's kind of like out of balance, and that's what's making you feel stuck. But whatever it is, I feel like it's something that you can let go of, and you will. It's going to become clear to you again once you connect with your emotions and your inspiration. You're going to notice, all right? So if you're feeling still like this, like stuck even in your freedom, it's because something is out of balance, but it's going to be clear to you, though they're not telling you what it is exactly right now. I'm going to get one of these for you. These are quotes. They're just from people. They come from poetry, movies, just quotes that I really like. But these quotes are very beautiful, and they tend to be very existential in nature. So I think that when we were talking about when we were asking the question about whether we're on the right path or not, they can be very helpful because they can answer something. So let's see, just take it as it resonates. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, leave it. All right, don't force anything to fit. Okay, let's see. I feel like I do have advice for you, but like you're just doing so good right now that you may not need like all that. Like you're being guided as fuck, and you know what you're doing. I feel like you do. Even if you feel like you don't, you are doing great. So, okay. You got this one. And this one. Okay. Ooh, okay, I love these. So I'm gonna give this both to you. They could relate to this reading or not. They could relate to just something else in general, okay? So let's see. You have the first one you got is, it will never rain roses. When we want to have roses, we must plant more roses. I feel like that really fits with that Nine of Pentacles right here. This could be your mindset, or they're just letting you know, whatever you want more of in your life, focus on it, right? So if you don't want to feel, I mean, not feel, so let's say that you want, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like you get what I mean. I don't think like I need to exactly explain it, because I'm kind of like looking for my words, but it's like right there, it's very obvious, so I'm not gonna go into it more. This is up to your interpretation, to be honest, so I'm not gonna give mine. And then you got, perhaps the problem is not the intensity of your love, but the quality of the people you are loving. This is by Warsan Shire. Again, I always recommend her poetry. It is beautiful. So this fits a lot with that Cancerian energy. So if you have been feeling unappreciated or underappreciated, are those words? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. By other people, maybe the problem isn't exactly you, right? And here's the thing, they're talking about here specifically, they're bringing up kind of like attachment styles. So you may be someone who's very motherly, very giving, but not everyone's going to be comfortable with that. And if they're not comfortable with that, it's not exactly your fault. They just have like a different way of accepting love and comfort and all of that than you. So don't feel like it's your fault. Did you hear that? That was my candle. It did like a little pop. So I feel like that's important. But it's like, don't blame yourself for it. Like, you are not every time Cancer comes up, I have to say this, and I'm like, oh my god, if you are Cancer and you think like, I love my Cancers, okay? I love them. They are amazing. I adore them. I have many great people in my life that are Cancers. But oh my god, it's like, you are not responsible for other people's emotions or their moods. If they're angry, it's not your fault. If they're sad, it's not exactly your fault. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's your fault and that they don't love you, or like they don't want you, or that they think you are a burden of some sort. That is not the case at all, and I need you to stop thinking about it like that, because every time Cancer comes up, that comes up, and it's right here. It's right here in the quote. It's not even me just bringing it up again. It's right there. So if you feel like that, don't. If you feel like that, don't, okay? You're not responsible for people at all times. People, sometimes people have good days and bad days, and it's not your fault whatsoever, and you don't have to fix it either, all right? So again, there's a need to shift the focus here from more inward, more towards yourself, to make yourself feel better, to comfort yourself, because you deserve this also, okay? But you're doing great. Again, like I said, you're the one out of all three groups that doesn't have that many challenges in the middle. Doesn't mean that you're better than them or that they're better than you, whatever it is. It's just that you right now are at a very good time in your life, and yes, you are on the right path. So that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you feel called to. My god, I hit the mic. What the fuck? I'm not used to the mic. If you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST, and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do all of my updates about the channel over there, and I also post readings occasionally. If this reading was especially helpful for you, you can consider leaving me a tip or buying me a coffee using my Venmo and my Cash App that are in the description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey, and much, much love to you. Bye-bye.